All right, guys. The fight of the night, no secret. Caceres versus Pineda. And the performances of the night were a little tougher, but we went with Miller and Naimov. They all won $50,000. Awesome. Congratulations to them. John Morgan, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you. Main event, obviously kind of went down to the wire. First time for Amir Abazi in a main event. I guess, what did you think of his performance and just the fight overall?
Yeah, I thought it was a super close fight. I felt like both guys needed to win the fifth round, and I was right. It was very, very close and split decision.
Yeah. Heading into the fight, Amir had said, man, he wanted to win, and then he wanted to be next for the title. He called for it in there. Is that the type of performance you think could get him a title shot?
Well, I mean, you know, when you talk about performance, you know, as a fight fan, forget about, you know, my position in the company as a fight fan. I would have liked to have seen a lot more, you know, both guys be more aggressive. But when you look at who he's fighting, I mean, to be fair too, I mean, some of the grappling in that fight was unbelievable. Like, serious high-level grappling by both guys. It was a good fight. It was a solid, good fight. What is he, ranked number 7?
7 coming in, yeah.
Yeah, coming in and taking on, you know,
beat number 3.
One of the top 3 guys in the world. Yeah.
So there's some confusion, I guess, right now. Like, Brandon Royval has said that he's the backup for the flyweight title fight coming up. I don't know if you can make that official or if it is beneficial, but if that's the case, when a guy's a backup like that, are they kind of next if he's not needed this summer? I
mean, there's no guarantees that anybody's next. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that are factored into who's next. There's so much shit that goes on behind the scenes, and you know, no. Long-winded answer, no.
I mean, not to mention, we still got to have the title fight first anyway, right, and see what happens.
Exactly.
But one other thing I did want to ask you about the flyweight division, have you gotten any firm commitment from Davison Figueiredo? There was talk about moving to bantamweight and then saying...
I have no idea what's going on with any of that shit, no.
Fair enough.
That's, I mean, you guys know as much as I know with that. You know, we come out and make an announcement, and the guy's like, oh, no, that's not true. You think we'd come out and make an announcement if it wasn't true and we didn't have absolute positive confirmation? You know how we are. I don't even like to talk about all that shit. But this is the kind of stuff that happens sometimes, and you know, it's part of the deal.
Did want to ask you about the obvious fight of the night. Just what you thought of Caceres and Pineda. I mean,
have you interviewed any of those guys yet? Either one of those guys?
Caceres came back during the main event.
Yeah. Did you guys talk to him about all the difference? It was I fucking ran back there after that fight to talk to both of those guys. I mean, when you look at the fucking body shots that he took in that fight and stayed in there. I mean, how fucking tough is he, number one, and how good did Caceres look? You know, and he was saying the arm bar, he didn't have the arm bar. He said he never had it. He never felt threatened by the arm bar, but the Kimura, he thought he had him with the Kimura. He just barely got out of that. He said he wasn't really worried about his power. He felt his power and wasn't worried about it. It was a fascinating conversation with both guys. But Pineda was just super upset with the fact that he lost the fight. And but what a fight! Incredible fight, fun.
I want to ask you about Jim Miller. You know, most wins in UFC history. The guy said he wants to be on UFC 300. I mean, I guess in your mind, I mean, Hall of Famer no matter what he does moving forward. What has he meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, this guy has cemented himself as, you know, I don't know what you'd call him in the history of the UFC. Durable, you know, and look at him physically at his age too. You know, a lot of times, you know, these guys are USADA tested, and you look at the physical shape that he's stayed in this long in his career without any performance-enhancing drugs, and still coming in here against younger guys and getting finishes. And tonight was as beautiful. I think he hit him with a left hook as you could possibly land. You know, if he's not on ESPN's top 10 tonight, there's something wrong.
Nice. Just 2 last ones for me. One, I wanted to ask you about Tim Elliott. You know, he tweeted earlier today, and then he kind of deleted it, that he wasn't able to get tickets for his family, and he was frustrated and upset about that. I guess, can you So what happened there, and what is the policy? Are fighters supposed to get tickets to fights?
Yeah, the main event does. When we're here at the Apex, the main event gets tickets. It's absolutely consistent with every fight that we have here.
Did you have a chance to talk to him? I know he's had kind of a rough stretch. Okay.
I did not.
Last thing I want to ask you about Tajikistan. Suddenly it seems, they're filling up stadiums in the middle of the night, watching these fighters for their country. When you see things like that, do you start thinking, let's go do an event over there? Maybe let's see what the logistics of it can.
Let me tell you what happened. We were in New Jersey for the fight in Jersey, and I stayed in New York. And it was a beautiful day out. Me and my crew, we walked down to the park. I was getting fucking mobbed by Tajikistan guys talking about Muhammad. And it was crazy. I mean, literally, there were guys running from the middle of the park, from all over. Yeah, that place is fucking red hot. And you know, talk about a group of people that support their guys. It's fascinating. But, I mean, when I saw the video today, that's why I posted it. It's so cool when you see stuff like that. You know, some of these guys, any of the stands, okay? If they come from a stand, the people are fired up and excited, and you know, I love this. I would love to be there for something like that when one of their guys are fighting. You know, I don't know if they have arenas that they go in, but they watch it on a big screen. Very cool. I love that shit. Yeah.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
There were quite a few fighters that came back here talking about a potential fight in Sao Paulo in November. I'm wondering if you could confirm that.
About a potential fight where?
Sao Paulo in November.
Sao Paulo. I don't know yet.
And do you have any update on John Jones? I know there's been a lot of talk about maybe matching him with Sergey instead of Stipe. Is there anything you can give us on that?
Yeah, you know, some of the fights that are happening, people keep asking us about the fights that are happening in the fall. We're still making fights for the summer, you know what I mean? Obviously, we have plans and targets and what we would like to happen, and you guys are already aware. I would like November, John Jones to fight somebody in Madison Square Garden. One of the things that I want to kind of point out with you guys that happened recently, and I like Tyson Fury. I have a great relationship with Tyson Fury. So there's this debate right now about the baddest man on the planet, right? And John Jones is the baddest man on the planet. There's no doubt about it. So when you talk about who the baddest man on the planet is, if two guys fought in a fight, who would win? If you want to discuss another possible baddest man on the planet, it would be Tyson Fury, okay, in a boxing arena. And we all know that if John Jones boxed Tyson Fury wins. All these boxing guys want to talk about this, and they want to keep it in the ring. I'm telling Tyson Fury, whom I respect very much, if you really want to find out who the baddest man on the planet is, I will make that fight. I will make John Jones versus Tyson Fury in the octagon. And, you know, we'll figure out. We figured out how to pay Floyd. We'll figure out how to pay you too, Tyson. So the offer is out there. If you want to do it in the UFC, I know he was messing around with MMA for a little while there. Let's do it. Let's answer the question. But these guys aren't boxing. It's just for these guys to go in and box. You either want to fight. You want the title of baddest man on the planet. Let's do it. I'm in.
Would you prefer that fight over Stipe?
No. I'm just saying. This is out there right now. I know he just called Joe Rogan a dickhead or something, you know, because Rogan said that John Jones would win. I'm saying instead of, you know, speculating, we could all talk about this forever. There's only one way to find out. Let's do it. I'm willing to do it. Tyson can call me himself. He has my number. We have a good relationship. Or Tyson's people can call me and we'll get it done.
Going back to Jim Miller, and you look at some of the numbers, you know, the first to reach 25 wins, he now has 42 fights and all these crazy longevity records. Do you think that's going to be harder and harder for fighters to match in the future going forward, just for the way that the sport evolves and the talent levels? Are these numbers going to be numbers that we think once they get established, they might never get broke?
It's a great question. It's a great question because when you think about, baseball, the NFL, and all this stuff, it's like, what quarterback is going to break Tom Brady's records? You know what I mean? What quarterback is going to be around as long as Tom Brady? The difference is like Brady is looked at as the greatest football player to ever play. Jim Miller is doing astonishing things in the fight business. It's so same but different. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess his records will be tough to break. But, you need guys like that to kind of set the bar. And then we got people coming up that will try to break those records.
Awesome. Alex Pereira said recently that a light heavyweight title shot is guaranteed if he beats Jan Blachowicz at UFC 291. Is that true?
Nothing is ever guaranteed. But, yeah, if he beats Jan, he's in a pretty damn good spot. Not a bad place to be if you beat Jan.
Thanks, Dana.
Yep.
Hey, Dana.
Yep.
I just wanted to know if you saw Karina Silva destroy her opponent's knee, and I guess just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, holy shit. First of all, I hate heel hooks, man. They completely freak me out. If anybody ever put me in a heel hook, I would tap before they even put any pressure on it. But the way she sort of transitioned into that heel hook was very impressive, and I actually think it happened a little too fast for her to tap. But yeah, very impressed. Actually, she was on the list tonight for bonuses too. She didn't make the 50, but we're going to take care of her.
There's, her and then Natalia Silva, two Brazilian flyweights that are just monsters, and they're showing that, they deserve a step up. Are those two girls, someone that you can, bring to Brazil and kind of showcase them?
You're asking if we go to Brazil to showcase them?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when we go to Brazil, you want Brazilian talent on there. So yes, they would be definitely.
Andrei Arlovski suffered a TKO loss. I just wanted your thoughts on that. And do you think it's maybe time for him to hang it up?
Well, he just bought me a really nice gun. He can do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, no, I love Andre. He's a good dude. He's been around for a long time, and yes, I agree. He should start considering, winding it down here.
Returning to Canada next week, how excited are you to finally get back there?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been like 3 years since we've been to Canada before the whole COVID thing, and it's such a great, fun market for us. It always has been. So it's going to be good to get back up there.
What are your thoughts on the main event?
What's what?
What are your thoughts on the main event?
We were just talking about the main event tonight in my room back here. We were, the thing that I love about it is obviously Amanda Nunes is so badass and Aldana is such a savage. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be one of those fights where how hungry is Amanda still, Amanda's got a lot of money. She's got a great life. She's got a family now. Is she still the same killer with the same killer instinct that she had when she got the title? Because we know Aldana is. We know what to expect from Aldana. Aldana's going to come in, blood and guts, fucking, moving forward and doing everything to try to win, which makes for a very fun fight.
Beneil Dariush and Charles. Is it safe to say the winner of that gets Islam next? I mean, I guess, you always say timing is everything, so but I mean, is it kind of safe to say that they get it? And I mean, but Charles did fight, he lost, so so if he wins, it's kind of weird.
That's a good question. And I don't ever like to talk about this stuff until the fights happen. You know what I mean? And then I don't want to talk about it right after the fight happens. So I don't know when we'll talk about this, but yeah, listen, a win would be very good for him.
I just wanted your thoughts on the PFL. They came to Vegas, 10 fighters popped for illegal substances. I just wanted your kind of thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough position to be in, with their format. Like I said to you guys last time, I have no beef with the PFL. These guys have always been, very professional, and I don't even know anybody over there, let alone dislike anybody over there. So, yeah, they're in a tough spot, but that's the business. I mean, this is the business that we're in, and especially when you're just starting out. I know they've been around for a minute, but still a young company. I mean, it's like what just happened to me with Power Slap. Until you can get drug testing, like serious drug testing, in the house, you're going to have problems. And it's in your benefit to do it. I mean, it's not, you know, I bet they don't go running back to Vegas anytime soon. That's for sure.
And they're probably going to stay out of Sin City for a little bit. 2 rumored events. An event going to Nashville. Is that in the works?
We're talking about Nashville, yeah.
Is there a chance that Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov headlines that?
Did we announce that?
No, but it's out there.
I don't know. Is that what you want?
I think so.
All right.
And then finally, another one, Singapore later in the year. There's talk that Max Holloway versus the Korean Zombie might be on top of that card. Is that something that's in the works?
You want that fight too?
Yeah, sure.
Love when you guys try to lead me down the path to announce something we haven't announced yet. That is a possibility. Yes, that could happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys done with me? Go ahead, buddy.
Karine Silva, the Brazilian fighter, she fought her second fight tonight, and she won both victories by finish, by submission. I know just 2 fights, but maybe it's too early for that. But how do you see her, so far at least, her beginning in the UFC, and how do you see her future? Like when you see, you have been doing that for 20 years, but how do you see when you see a fighter like that, so aggressive?
Her future looks pretty damn good to me. She's a beast. Like I was saying earlier, that transition to that heel hook was so fast and so nasty. I hate to see anybody get caught in a heel hook. It's and you know, not tap in time. It's a minimum 9 months. You know what I mean? When you got to mess around with your knee, and it sucks. But for her, yes, I don't want to go off on the other way here, but for her, absolute savage, beast, yeah. Her future looks pretty good.
You did mention that she was close to get the bonus, and how close was she to get the bonus? I mean, was she the number 5 or something like that? How does?
Well, yeah, she's gonna get a bonus. She just didn't get the 50,000. I mean, when you look at, you know, Mohammed came in on late notice and got a finish, and Jim Miller's old as hell and pulls off fucking unbelievable. I mean, 1-punch knockout left hook against a young, tough guy. And her submission was beautiful. And there's no doubt that, you know, sometimes we'll do all bonuses, but there's no way in hell you can't give Caceres and Pineda fight of the night. I mean, that was an absolute dogfight. Pineda was tough as nails and ate some of the... How about when Caceres stepped over and hit him with the body shot after he'd already hurt him to the... I mean, you don't not give those guys fight of the night. So you have to make these tough decisions sometimes, but we'll take care of her. And, yeah, I don't think she'll be disappointed.
Okay, my last question about Karine. She was just using Twitter to say that because she didn't fight for 1 year, many reasons, but now she's asking to fight August or maybe September, even tag UFC. I know you don't make fights after the fight.
But you want me to?
I would love, but I know you are not going to do it. But I mean, just asking, is it too early for her? Do you think you can see that happening? Like she's fighting August, maybe September?
Yeah, I mean, she came out of that thing pretty much unscathed, came out on top. What I do love to do is, like you're saying, that she looks like she could be a star and could do very well in the sport. I love turning people like that around quickly and getting them back in there. So, yeah, that could happen.
Perfect. My last question, guys. She did ask you about UFC Brazil, right? You don't know if it's happening or not. But the same rumor says that Jailton Almeida is fighting Curtis Blades. Maybe not in Brazil. I don't know. Is that the fight you guys are looking for? Almeida against Curtis Blades?
Just leave me down there again.
Do you and him work together, or are you guys from the same place? Do you guys fucking... Nice talking to you.
They, I just want to ask one more. With the Ultimate Fighter debuting, can you give us an update on Conor and like just what it's taken? Like, is there any concern that this fight doesn't happen or that it doesn't happen when you want it to? Like, what's the progress with getting him and Chandler booked?
No, you can't think like that. I mean, listen, that's the business we're in. Anything is possible in this business. I mean, we were just talking about PFL and what happened to those guys. Anything is possible. You don't know. And you guys don't know fucking this much of what goes on behind the scenes and how hard it is to put all these fights together. I mean, when you look at what Sean and Mick have done this last week to keep some of these guys in the fight, like Jim Miller, and bring in savages from Tajikistan, you know what I mean, on short notice. You know, this is a rough business to keep your fight cards together and pull this stuff off. So, what the fuck was your question?
But just say where Conor is. I mean, like what?
Oh, Conor, yeah.
Like we know they're supposed to fight. They were coaches, you know.
Right.
But we know he's got to get back in the pool. But
Yeah, we've had, first of all, Conor called me a couple days ago and loved the first episode of The Ultimate Fighter and saying how happy he was that he was a part of it. And I think being here in the environment and everything else, he felt it again and felt like he wants to get back and fight. The one thing that you guys have to understand is this kid has so much money. It's like Habib now. It's like these guys got shitloads of money, and it's hard to, it's hard to reel these guys back in and get them fired up to get in a fight.
are you concerned that maybe he doesn't fight again?
I never get concerned. You know what I mean? Listen, when guys show, we have a massive roster of people that want to come in and people that are ready to fight and people that want to be Conor McGregor, and be at that level. It's like for the last 20 years, everybody said, oh my God, what are you guys going to do when Chuck Liddell retires? You guys are fucked. Oh my God, GSP, Anderson Silva, this and that. This is a professional sport. People come in here, they achieve great things, and they retire. You know what I mean? You can never worry about that type of stuff. It is what it is. It's part of the game. It's my job and my team's job to find new talent and build them and take them to that level.
One follow-up.
Yep.
With Jared Gordon being pulled from the Jim Miller fight this week, was it because there was a press release that went out on UFC.com kind of skating around that, but was it because of his media day interview?
Yeah, when you come in here on press day and you announce that you had a concussion 6 weeks ago and you healed yourself from the concussion, yeah, you're done. We're not going to let you fight with we pulled him because, he basically said he should have told us that 6 weeks ago. You know what I mean? You should have been, should have showed at least the company and your opponent some respect and at least did that 6 weeks ago. You're not a fucking doctor. You didn't cure yourself from a concussion. And not to mention, so what did he do? Did he get a concussion? Was he self-diagnosed? Or did he go to a doctor? And did a doctor diagnose him with a concussion? You have to be honest when you get injuries. And of course, the minute we hear about it, no fight is worth keeping on if it's going to risk somebody's health, safety, longevity, whatever it might be. We will pull you out in 2.5 seconds.
While he's at fault, was it also a fault for booking him so quick after that headbutt and knockout from Bobby Green?
Were we worried about what?
Was it, obviously he was at fault for turning around that quick, but was it also like the matchmaker's fault for booking?
No, he's not at fault if we know we got a healthy guy that's going into a fight. We like I say all the time, with this thing, with SLAP, we spend the money to make sure that we have healthy guys competing, But when a guy comes in and starts saying, I had that, we've dealt with this in the past. Guys have come in media week and said crazy shit about what happened with their, in their training camp and stuff like that, and we yank them. It's absolutely consistent with what we've always done.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick one for me, Dan, to circle back. Anything is possible, like you said. The Floyd and McGregor was just a global thing. Same appeal would be with Fury and Jones. But the difference was I think Floyd was his own promoter. Do you really think Bob Arum would allow his like crown jewel undefeated champ Tyson Fury to get in there?
But does Bob Arum really have the rights to Tyson Fury? I don't think so. I hear a lot of different things. You know, in boxing, it's always hard to figure out who's really training. You know, you start talking to these boxing guys, 16 different people call you. Oh, I got him, right? And then try to find out who owns the rights to one of these fights. Good luck. You know what I mean? We've looked at some of these libraries from boxing because I love boxing so much. So many different people own the rights to the fights. It's fucking nuts. So who knows? Great question. I don't know. But if they're serious and he really wants to, crown the baddest man on the planet and find out who really is, we could all debate. It's like the old fights. Would Marciano beat Ali? Would this guy have done that? And all this shit. There's one way to find out. Let's do it. I want to do it. John Jones wants to do it. Tyson Fury has said he would do it. Let's make it happen.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, sir. I'd fly to that anywhere.
What's that?
I would fly to that one anywhere.
I'm with you. I'd like to see it. It would be fun. And it would be, it would be for, I think what it should be is it should be for the UFC heavyweight title. And, if Tyson Fury wins it, he fucking walks away with that thing. You know what I mean? But it would really be, obviously that title would be on the line, but it would be who is the baddest man in the world.
I hope he could make 265 because he fights at like 300.
That's a good point too,
It would be amazing either way. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It's out there, and it's done with no disrespect to him. I hate arguing about shit. I believe that John Jones is the baddest man on the planet right now. The other argument you could make is Tyson Fury. So if they really, let's not argue about it. Let's not call each other names and shit. Let's do it. Let's do it. Good night, you guys. Thank you.